84% of system integration projects fail or only partially meet their goals, not because the software is bad, because the approach is wrong. Organizations keep treating integration as a project you survive, not a capability you operate. They scope it, build it, deploy it, close the project, then wonder why it keeps breaking. This video explains why project-based integration keeps failing and what changes when you stop building integrations and start operating them. Here is how integrations typically happen. A business need appears. A new customer uses a different ITSM tool. A partner runs a different ERP system. Two cloud platforms need to share data. So you treat it like a project. Scope it, build it, deploy it, mark it done, then move on. Until an API version changes, a partner updates their system, a field mapping breaks. Suddenly, your completed integration is back on the backlog, competing with every other urgent request. The Integration Ops book calls this a trap disguised as a process. Integrations don't behave like isolated pieces of work. They live in the spaces between systems, teams, and sometimes entire companies. They carry responsibilities that outlast any single project. In 2025, IT teams spent 39% of their time maintaining custom integrations. That is not building new capabilities. That is keeping existing connections alive. The project model doesn't fail because teams are incompetent. It fails because integrations don't end. Before defining what integration as a service is, let's be clear about what it isn't. It is not another integration platform. You can buy an iPaaS and still own every operational headache, the monitoring, the maintenance, the incident response at 2 in the morning. It is not outsourced development. You can hire system integrators to build your connections. When they leave, you are on your own. Project complete, problems yours. It is not middleware in the cloud. You can run your ESB on AWS and still be the one responsible when data stops flowing. The book is direct about this. Technology can make integration work faster and more flexible. It cannot, on its own, make it accountable, observable, or sustainable. All three approaches share the same flaw. You end up owning the operational burden, and the real cost of integration is not the build. It is everything that happens after day one. Integration as a service changes one fundamental thing: who owns the operations? Instead of owning the architecture, the monitoring, the maintenance, and the failure handling, you consume integrations as an operational capability, a service with defined outcomes, not a project with an end date. The Integration Ops book describes 3 mindsets. In a project mindset, success means delivery. Did we ship the connection? In a product mindset, success means ongoing health. Is this solving the right problem? In a service mindset, success means outcomes, reliability, visibility, adaptability. Most integration teams are stuck between the first and second. They deliver like projects, but are held accountable like services. They lack the structure and authority to close that gap. Integration as a service closes it for them. Integrations are designed, built, and run continuously, with clear accountability for outcomes. When an API changes, someone adapts the integration. When a system update creates a conflict, someone resolves it. When data stops flowing at midnight, someone investigates, not your team. The team that owns integration operations. This operating model has a name: Integration Ops, a modern operating model for managing the entire lifecycle of integrations, from planning and design to operation and evolution, in a way that is scalable, resilient, and aligned to business outcomes. If you have worked in IT for the past decade, you have seen this shift before. Software development hit a wall. Building code was fast. Operating it was chaos. DevOps emerged. Shared ownership, continuous delivery, feedback loops, and software delivery transformed. Security hit the same wall. Better firewalls were not enough. SecOps brought continuous monitoring, threat detection, and incident response as an always-on function. Integration has reached the same inflection point. The work is too important, too widespread, and too complex to remain an afterthought. Integration Ops represents 4 fundamental shifts: from project to product, from one-off efforts to repeatable patterns, from manual fixes to proactive automation, from tribal knowledge to structured ownership. These are backed by a continuous lifecycle: plan, implement, monitor, operate, that never closes out. Integrations are not built and abandoned. They are operated, measured, and evolved. Traditional tools optimize for build time. How quickly can you create a connection? But who operates it when your partner changes their API? Who adapts it when business requirements evolve? Who monitors it on a Sunday at 2 in the morning? Integration Ops answers those questions, not with a tool, with an operating model. Here's the question that separates project thinking from operational thinking. Are you buying tools or are you buying outcomes? When you buy a platform, you buy capability potential. You still need the people, the processes, and the around-the-clock attention to turn that potential into reliable connectivity. When you buy integration as a service, you buy guaranteed outcomes. Data flows. SLAs are met. Integrations adapt when things change. Your team focuses on strategic work instead of chasing failed payloads. The average enterprise runs 897 applications. Connecting them across organizational boundaries is not a question of whether you can build integrations. It is a question of whether building them is the best use of your budget. ONEiO pioneered Integration Ops as a managed service, combining integration infrastructure, 24/7 operations, and expert support so that integrations scale with your business instead of draining it. Full operational liability. No one else commits to that. Integration as a service is not about replacing tools. It is about replacing the idea that integrations should be owned as projects. Integration is no longer a side project. It is operational infrastructure. The organizations that treat it that way will scale. The rest will keep firefighting. If you want to understand this model in depth, the operating principles, the service levels, and how enterprises are applying it, we have published a comprehensive Integration Ops guide. Free. Link in the description. Stop surviving integration projects. Start operating connectivity.